Welcome back to The Bunt, the number one podcast in skateboarding, brought to you by the number one shoe in skateboarding.
Vans.
Up the wall since 1960, motherfucking six. I'm D Jones. You know my main man, the Ghost, is in the house. And we got J Boogie Burrows and Ants One behind the scenes.
It's a cool thing still.
It's a very special time. You know, the birds are chirping. The grass is getting greener. The sun's starting to come out here in Canada. People are itching. They're going on walks. They dusting off their skateboards. The NHL playoffs is in full flight now. The NBA playoffs is in full flight. And the Bunt season 21 is in full flight. It's episode 3. What we got cracking this week?
Massive episode. You already know what time it is. It's Chandler Burton in the house. You know what I'm saying? Biggest boss on the board. I think we briefly met at Copenhagen back in the day. But then the time where it was like, holy shit, was Glory Challenge 2022. We bared witness to the nollie back 3 of pain, the nollie back 180. And been paying attention to the career ever since. A big fan. Awesome interview, some great laughs, hype for the people to hear it. Then we taking y'all to a very UK post office.
Very.
Emails, inbox is flooded. Inbox been flooded again. Thank you all. And then, of course, the playoffs are here. NHL, NBA, what a time. Let's get it.
Man, Chandler Burton may have blessed the people with one of the greatest rapid fires of all time. So if rapid fire is your thing, and you love that shit when you come to the Bunt, because I know a lot of our listeners do, you will not be disappointed. Some weeks, you know, shit ain't as hot as others. You know what I mean? But some people just ain't built for that. But Chandler Burton is built for this shit. And if you are like,
out there
you know,
for the people,
a little sleepy or something, you ain't too focused, take a page out of their book and get yourself a couple energy drinks, because this shit's about to get rowdy, all right?
Yeah, the one word that comes to mind for that rapid fire is blasphemy, but hilarious blasphemy.
Yeah. I'd use shocking. I didn't expect it. You know, pleasant surprise. But anyways, make sure to follow us on Instagram at The Bunt Live. Hit up our YouTube, which is absolutely popping these days. YouTube.com/@thebunt. Random Skater of the Week on Mondays early. You know, if you don't want to wait till Wednesday when the whole pod drops, hit that shit on Monday. Then obviously the pod on Wednesdays, and then we're dropping a short later in the week. Dude, our YouTube game is finally, you know, what's the word for it? It's alive. It's alive and popping. And then head up our Patreon, patreon.com/thebunt, and then the web store, thebuntlive.com. The web shop is still there. It's slim pickings right now, but shit, don't be the one that gets left out, you know? When you get to the park and it's fucking, the sun is shining and all your homies got a Bunt hat on and you can't skate because you can't see, it'll be your own fault, all right?
Real shit, man.
Damn. Ghosts, shout out of the week. I absolutely love this shit, man, because I'd be missing shit left, right, and center. So give me something to watch, man.
You already know what time it is. Shout out of the week, brought to you by The Den, your source for all the best skate videos, carefully curated by people just like us, never by an algorithm. At this point, we've all had a conversation. Videos are coming at a breakneck speed, and it's nearly impossible to weed through every release to find the gems. Luckily, our homies over at The Den put in the work so you don't have to. If it's in the app, it's vetted by real people who know what's up, not by a big corporation's algorithm. You get me? Trying to keep you scrolling instead of out filming in the streets. Whether you're browsing by brand, shop, filmer, or just throwing on the Den TV and kicking back, you can be sure you're in good hands. The Den, available for free on iPhone, Android, web, Apple TV, and the newly released Amazon Fire TV app. All right, D Jones, I had to go back into the vault from the off season because there's so much gold. And, you know, I had to shout out the homies at Jenny Skateboards, putting out another classic. They might be the most productive Canadian fucking board brand in the game. They never leave us dry for content for too long. They released a gem 10 minutes. Yo, you know our boy Mitch Barrett is back in the building, just doing it the biggest. But yo, Magnus Hansen, Curtains, Mr. Can't Stop, Won't Stop. He's our age, and he still skates like he's fucking 22. Hats off to you, absolute legend. Go check out Jenny Skateboard's Cradle of Corruption, another banger from the Jenny boys.
Absolutely loves some Mitch Barrett, baby. Mystics, number one in our hearts, brother.
Hell yeah.
All right, Ghost. Only one thing left to do before we get this interview popping. And you know, all the men out there with ladies in their lives or significant others of any kind, you know what I mean? And you looking for a date night, but you know, you're looking for something a little more upscale, head over to Public Gardens on King Street West here in Toronto. You get yourself a pizza or some nice pasta, and you know what you pair it with? 6 cans of ice cold Beamer beer, and you get that fucking buzz rocking. And then you take your girl out or your significant other for a little dancing later on in the night, and you got yourself a hell of a date night. All right, there you go, planned for by the Bunt. Ghost, there's only one thing left to do.
Wait, what do you do after that?
Bro,
You got to buzz
leave that
on?
up to your imagination, dog. You do whatever you want. You know what I mean? You said that Jenny Skateboards people never leave you dry, so your imagination is already, you know, heading down that direction. So you can finish that off yourself.
Oh, finish it off?
Yeah, yourself. Let's get this interview popping. Chandler Burton in the building. Let's go. We've got Chandler Burton in the motherfucking building. What's cracking, yo?
What's up?
Straight chilling. Chandler,
Yeah.
we start every show off the same. You got to hit us with your favorite skate moment and your favorite sports moment.
Antoine Dixon's tray flip.
The flat ground one?
Yeah, the flat ground tray flip in
course.
Baker 3. And then what was sports moment?
Sports, yeah.
Oh. Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl.
No.
nice.
T-Dot, man.
Let's go.
That was awful. You go turn the whole podcast to me versus Safa, man. We just getting started.
Kendrick Lamar.
Awful.
That's my favorite sports moment.
Awful.
No, I back it. That was
You ever play sports as a kid?
Yeah, I played most of them.
Nice. Any memorable moments from your personal sports career?
Moments. I don't know. Honestly, my first, oh my God. I caught a pop fly, I guess, when I was a kid playing baseball. I don't even really remember.
That'll do.
Yeah.
That's better than Kendrick.
Nah. Kendrick was perfect. Right out
Or
the
I
gate.
quit. You know what's a funny one? I quit playing volleyball to smoke weed in high school.
Sounds about right. Sounds like a good time for that switch. I feel
Yeah.
like when you're like young, volleyball is cool and sick, and then you get to an age and you're like, this is actually the worst sport.
Yeah, no,
What?
I hated
Yo,
it.
volleyball is fun as hell.
Volleyball is
It's so
actually
fun,
so
but
dust, bro.
I love
I didn't
it.
like playing. I didn't like playing it competitively. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
Still fun. I got love for Kendrick and volleyball. Let's go.
Represent it.
So Chandler, take us back to the beginning. Where'd you grow up and how'd you get into skating?
I grew up in Costa Mesa, California, and I watched The Lords of Dogtown and wanted to be Jay Adams. So I remember I went to Kmart and I stole a little
No way.
skateboard, like a little like popsicle, like it was like this big. And then I had Carrera skate wheels from going to the roller rink. And I took the wheels off that and put it on the trucks, and then I would just do like sidewalk surfing stuff in front of Costa Mesa High School at
That's
like
dope.
15 or 16. So I wanted to be Jay Adams so bad.
Damn, a little bit of a late start. That's impressive. Get
Yeah.
your skills
I'm,
up from 15, 16.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I messed around with skating for a second, but it didn't stick. And then I didn't really like skateboarding at all. And then I would see all the kids in my neighborhood skate down the street, and I would be like, I don't get it. Why wouldn't you just run? Why would you skate down the street?
Yeah,
I like didn't understand it at all. But then, yeah, the Lords of Dogtown movie really sparked it all for me.
that's sick.
Hmm.
So what would you consider your first big break in the skate industry?
I mean, the interview with Jeff Grosso for sure, with like the love letters for
Hmm.
like the queer skate community thing. That was I feel like my whole life just blew up after that. And I was just like a kid skating around in at Mesa Park, just skating in circles. I didn't even leave the skate park. I just skated in a huge circle.
That's what's up. So we were talking about it a bit before we started recording, but let's go back to the Dime Glory Challenge weekend. I feel like first time me and Dono saw you skate. How epic was that? You had some insane bangers that weekend. Take us through that experience.
So yeah, Vans flew me out to that, and I did not know what I was getting myself into. And I just knew that it was kind of like a huge production, so I just thought to myself, oh, maybe I could just show up in drag and kind of like camp it up. And then that's what I did. I showed up in drag, and it um I don't know. I was super nervous at first, and then once I dropped in the first time, it felt nice, and especially looking at like a bump to bar thing, I was like, oh, that's exactly what I grew up skating at Mesa Park. There's like a bump over step up,
Hmm.
just like a really long bump that like launches the shit out of you. And so I just threw a couple things on that, and then was able to like once it like started going up, it was crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I just let go completely, you know.
Hmm.
Um, I think the first trick that I landed was the dolphin flip, and then it got bigger, and I did tuck knee and stalefish, and then that's when I started to be like, oh, okay, I could probably do like nollie and nollie 360 and stuff on that.
Yeah,
The
So yeah.
Nollie back 3 was wild. That was probably my favorite trick,
crazy.
but then Nollie back 180, the mega booster was also insane. Just that
My
impact looked painful.
Yeah.
my board snapped. My board snapped in half. You could see when it's slow-mo, the board like bowed and it snapped in the middle.
On the Nollie back
Jesus.
1.
Yeah, like cracked in the middle.
Damn. I gotta watch that again.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
That obstacle was psycho. Did you ever think about doing the long rainbow rail or?
I wanted to, but it was so hectic. It was
Yeah.
like so crazy, and people just were getting smoked, and I was just like, I'm gonna save it for the bump to bar.
Yeah.
You saw
Yeah.
Nicole eat it a
Yeah.
couple times. You're like,
She
oh,
ate
thanks.
shit so many
That was
times.
crazy.
She like hit her head, right? Yeah.
Yeah. That's like kind of the hard part. Like when the crowd's so behind you, it's like you got to do it for the crowd. But
Yeah.
luckily she pulled it off. That shit was
She's so
epic.
sick.
Yeah. So who is Titus? Explain this to us.
Titus is a drag creature, drag persona that I created during COVID when I was bored in my room playing with makeup. And basically, the lore of Titus is that it's like a creature that crawled from the LA River and is like basically just like walking around Los Angeles, like not like tormenting people, but kind of just like misunderstood living its life. And yeah, and skateboards like this.
So
But
was
yeah,
it Titus that we saw at the Glory Challenge?
yes, that was Titus. Yeah,
Love that. Titus in
yeah,
Canada.
Titus in Montreal.
Can't beat that.
Um, had you been doing makeup and like face painting before that, or was COVID the beginning with
Co-
Titus?
yeah, COVID was the beginning. I'd gotten my face painted by a couple local drag queens in like Costa Mesa, and yeah, I just for some reason during COVID, me and my best friend that I grew up with, we were super bored, and we just went to 99-cent store and just bought a bunch of like shitty makeup and just like it was so crazy. It was so crazy. And then when I bought wigs and like long ass nails and like booty shorts, it was just a lot of fun, you know? Like we just had a lot of fun like feeling the fantasy, and especially at such a like interesting time where I was just hanging out with like a couple people. So I think it just helped me get out of or us get out of like the reality and like just
Hmm.
kind of like escape when we needed it the most, because that was like that was rough, you know? So
Yeah.
And then it turned into it's evolved over time, like Titus is still a thing, but now I kind of do stuff with my band a lot more with Weasel from Toad, which is like Weasel is like the other persona that I go by with like the lampshade on my head. And I apply those makeup skills to now mu music projects and stuff. So yeah.
Nice.
That's dope. Tell us about your relationship with Nick Basario and how did painting his face come about?
So I do this video kind of thing. I don't know, just video, skate video collective thing called Bottom Feeder, and
Mhm.
I made a graphic, and I was screen printing graphics on a shirt, and then I just saw his name pop up on one of the orders, and then I got a DM. I was just like, wait, what the fuck? Because I like grew up watching him, so I was just like,
Mhm.
what the fuck? That's crazy. And then I DM'd it, or he DM'd me and was like, "Oh, how's the sizing?" I was like, "What?" I was like,
Yeah.
"Hi." And then we talked, and I guess I had heard prior that he was like a big kind of like drag queen, like gay ally person and like queer ally. So, it immediately just was like talking about Drag Race and stuff. And he was like, "Yeah, like I want to like come out and like." And I was like, "Let's put you in makeup." And he was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then we would just talk about RuPaul's Drag Race and like the queens that one, and then we just became like really close. Like he's basically just family now, which is
That's
insane.
awesome.
Like I feel like I FaceTime him or I talk to him like at least once a week or every 2 weeks. We like FaceTime and just talk about life, which is really nice. And it's cool having somebody like that that you kind of like looked up to a lot, like growing up and skating. Just at like a random skate park, and then like
Hmm.
your life kind of blows up and then it just comes all full circle. It's just like I don't know, it's really cool. And putting him into makeup was insane. It's nerve-wracking putting people in makeup because it's completely different on somebody else than putting it on yourself. And we figured out the name Bernadette Toast, and it was just a really good time. He's so funny and he's so cool and just so chill about everything, but also insane.
Hmm.
And
Definitely.
we definitely created a little bit of a monster, I guess. Like he went out that night and like ran amok in Copenhagen during Copenhagen Open. So
Of
that was
course he
funny.
did, man.
Yeah.
What year was that? I wonder if that's when we were all out there.
That was 2 years ago. The last one, I think. Yeah, the last
Mm.
one I think he was
Oh,
there.
okay. I think we were there the year before, maybe
Did
Hmm.
we go before COVID or after?
after. I
I
think.
don't know.
I've
It's
only
all
been
a
after
blur.
COVID, I think. Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously. I was
Mhm.
just
But
in a skate park.
what's his? It's Bernadette Toast. Is his drag name?
Bernadette Toast.
I
Love
like
it.
that. He's a
Nick,
fucking
a
animal.
legend.
Yeah.
It's fucking insane.
So a lot of young skaters dream to turn pro. That happened for you. Congrats. Take us back to
Thanks.
that. What was the festivities like? What was that experience like for you?
Oof. I've talked about this before, is that like I think I went pro at like the worst time of my life. Like the anxiety and like all the pressures of just like here I am, like here's this like gay skater, which I didn't necessarily always want to be known as. I just wanted to be known as like a skateboarder. But here it is, a bunch of like, a bunch of people's eyes on me, a bunch of interview, stuff, and then people sending me like hate shit on like the internet and stuff. It got really dark, and I was filming for a Thrasher part at the time, and that was also like I was putting so much pressure on myself. I was like going actually insane. And like in the middle of filming for it, I got like I was gonna do like a CCS shoot, and then the CCS shoot at Garvanza, and then I showed up, and then everybody was there, and I just didn't know how to feel. It just still felt kind of like crazy and weird, and I just didn't feel like it deserved it. And then now I feel like I've proven myself to myself, but it took a
Hmm.
minute. But it was great. I mean, obviously, like that was like a dream growing up, and it was like things that I was told growing up that like I would never achieve, like by, like my dad and like other people, and just like, the way that I was treated in like just a skate park in Orange County. So it was like great, but it didn't feel necessarily the way that I thought it was going to feel. But it was great, and I've come to learn to love it and accept it and be proud of myself. But it took a minute. I think I was just going through a lot at that time.
Yeah, that's it's cool to hear you say that you proved it to yourself as opposed to like people that might have been hating or whoever the outside, voices. What do you think what do you think changed to where you were able to be like proud and hyped that you accomplished that?
Q is for Cal.
That was
Like Q is
crazy.
for yeah, that part I think is where I was like, okay, I think I feel good about this. So yeah, it took a minute.
I feel like
Um,
that's not an uncommon feeling, especially like nowadays with there's like so many brands and like lots of pro skaters. Like I feel
and
like that.
everybody's fucking good at skateboarding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody, like there's children like 8 years old that do crazier shit than I am. You know what I mean?
I
I'm just
know,
throwing
man.
myself at shit,
Yeah.
like and you know, but yeah, I just have a lot of fun, and that's what I think I've been doing a lot more recently is just having fun skating and not thinking about like what I have to film for this or if I have to film for this, just like having fun and skating and like being parts of like little crews like Sneak Dis, and like Late Night Stars and stuff, just like crews within skateboarding, which I think is like, I don't know, helped inspire me to like learn new things and like,
Hmm.
I don't know, stay inspired.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point, though. I feel like we've been asked this via email before, where it's like, what is being a pro skater? This was probably a year or two ago. It's like, it's harder and harder to define as time goes on. Because, like you said, there's 8-year-olds that are gnarlier than like top pros, but that's not necessarily skill, isn't always necessarily what like controls the day nowadays, right? Like, there's so much more
Yeah.
to it. So, but
Mm.
anyways, you
I'm not
made
sure
it.
there's a definition anymore.
Yeah. I think I ended up saying that if you could sell shit with your name on it, you're pro.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
I don't know.
That
But
makes
I don't
sense.
love that definition, but it's like I don't know how
Yeah.
to define it exactly anymore. It's so
Hmm.
tough.
Yeah. For sure. I think there's stuff within skating is just getting so like, competition based, and then there's
Hmm.
like street, and there's like some in between, but I feel like I don't know. Pro skating is interesting. It's an interesting life too. I'll tell you that much. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Very confusing.
Hmm.
Like financially, it's confusing. It's all over the place, but it's great. I'm so grateful and I'm so stoked and I feel so like honored and like blessed. I'm not like bummed on it at all. It's just it's very confusing at times,
Hmm.
navigating it all,
Hmm.
especially as a queer person. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Yeah. I don't know if you wanted to get more into it, but saying that you were getting like hate and shit at the time, like that's such a bummer, but
Yeah.
it's the reality we live in. But I hope that's kind of calmed down, or I don't know if it's any better than it was at the
Oh
time.
yeah. I mean, people, no matter what, there's gonna be somebody out there that like fucking hates me for just existing, and that's their own issue. It has nothing to do with me. Now I just kind of laugh at it or like make fun of them or like say crazy shit to them that's like I'm not gonna share here. But yeah, it's gotten a lot better, and I think people just don't. I don't know. It's different coming from me as opposed to like other people within the queer community, and like the queer and trans community. Like they get way more fucked with than I do. I feel like people don't really want to fuck with me, which is like kind of sick. And
Love
and I
that.
like that. I like
Yeah,
that a little bit. But yeah, it's chilled out a lot. But it was
that's
like
good to
people
hear.
would send me like scriptures and shit and tell me I'm going to hell, and I'm like,
Jesus
girl, calm
Christ.
down. It's not that serious.
Yeah.
You're the
Oh,
only one thinking about what sex I'm having. I'm not thinking
Yeah.
about the sex you're having. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Ryan the Beagle slipped his leash and bolted into Burger She Wrote on Beverly Boulevard, causing chaos. Patrons screamed, a waiter flung a plate of hand-cut fries like a frisbee, and someone yelled, "Is this a raccoon?" Chef Nuge bursted out of the kitchen wielding a T-bone steak like a sword. "Stand back," he shouted. "I speak dog." He knelt, presented the steak like an offering to a god, and Ryan immediately sat, drooling but peaceful. Turns out, Ryan was choking on a piece of hot dog earlier until the steak miraculously dislodged in mid-bark. He hiccuped, burped, and licked Nuge's face. The mayor gave the steak a medal, and who made sure a T-bone steak was in a burger restaurant that day? You know who did. CHPO brand, the worldwide leader in sunglasses and watches. Doing it for dogs, and you know they're doing it for the people. You talked about it a little bit already, but your band Toad, how was it created and where'd the inspiration come from?
So ICP, Slipknot, and System of a Down are like kind of like the main influences. So it's a lot of like alt metal styles, and just like face painting clowns. And like I grew up very into like Slipknot and like all those like Mudvayne, all those weird bands that dressed up because they were like freaks, and like Korn and all that stuff. So um also took it into like kind of a musical theater aspect, which is kind of Panic at the Disco-esque, like visually and like lyrically and kind of giving it a narrative. But I met 50 Grand at a party and then we just became friends. And he produces like all of it, and then like we both produce it together, but he's like the one on the computer and I'm kind of like the buffoon that's like all over the place, just like the clown. I'm like the buffoon, he's like the ringmaster, you know what I mean? So it's a funny combo because I'm like my levels are up here, he's like, he's pretty chill, I'm like all over the place, and we just started a band one day and called Toad, and we figured it all out, and it's just, like we're just having a lot of fun. We just produce music that we think is, missing within music, and like try to keep a narrative and like storytelling through music. Instead of like keeping it pop, we try to take it into kind of a niche market, but also having kind of like the core aspect of like metal, but then also like ballad songs. So we're just all over the place. It doesn't make sense, which we want to keep it that way,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Toad.
That
Nice.
sounds wicked.
And we dress up as weird creatures. I'm a weasel and he's a bunny, so I'm the drunk weasel, he's the ringmaster bunny. That's what it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you used to do tattoos. We
Yes.
hear. How did you get into that? Are you still doing tattoos? Do you have plans to do tattoos in the future?
No. I don't still do tattoos. I used to do tattoos. I started in my garage in Costa Mesa, and I used to tattoo all my friends. I tattooed Jeff Carlisle, which is funny. He's from Costa Mesa. I tattooed like all the like homies out there, and Jeff was definitely in there. He's like a name that people that watch this would probably know. And yeah, I don't do it anymore. I kind of hated it.
A lot
It
of
gave me too much
pressure.
anxiety. Yeah, it was a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I would leave sessions and I would have to shower because I would just be like sweaty and like
Yeah.
greasy feeling. It just was like not for me.
Mhm.
I have too much anxiety for that.
What was the craziest tattoo experience? Like, sometimes people getting tattoos can be a little demanding and want to push the artist in a certain direction and stuff like that.
So one person passed out, like fully passed out on
From
the
the
floor,
pain?
like hit head on floor. I mean, he
Oh
was
my
drinking,
God.
so I don't know. He was also my roommate, so that's the crazier part. Was like, girl, but and then another person was like screaming while I was doing it in pain,
Oh,
like screaming, like being really loud, and then wanted what? Oh my God, if they see that, I don't even care. They requested another session to like fill in a line. I was like, no.
we're done.
No, no, figure it out. I'm sorry. Like, love you, but no. And then they got super like weird on me, and I was like, I don't care. That was a lot.
That's hectic.
I'm gonna get read for what I just said by all the tattoo artists probably that watch this, but I really don't care. It was like a phase of my life. I feel like people do that. People do stuff like that.
Can you tell us about working at the mega legend Greg Lutzka's sandwich shop.
Oh, damn! You did your research. That's crazy. It was so much fun. I worked there with Dylan, um, and then he's also in my teammate Marie's band. Wine. They're really fucking sick. They're Bay based band, but yeah, it was awesome. It was so much fun. I just would sit and like eat the chicken pieces, and then I would make the. I was the. I don't know if I'm the best worker. I try my best, at like working, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I don't think I ever met him.
So he
Oh,
owns
damn.
a sandwich shop?
Sessions, yeah. There's one in HB and then there's one in Newport, but I'm not sure if they're still. I think they're still there, but it was
He owns
so
two of
good.
them?
Yeah, they're the same thing. It's session. It's like a chain, I guess now.
What a legend. But you never got to meet him.
I don't know if I met him. I might
How'd
have
you get the
seen
job?
him
It
walk.
wasn't through Greg?
No, I no.
Oh.
This was before ever. This was before like everything.
Hmm.
I got it through just friends, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah, friends. It was a great job though. I really liked it. It was so much fun, and I had a
Nice.
lot of fun with Dylan.
Did you watch all his parts at the time? Did you know who the big boss was?
Oh yeah, with the fedora.
Oh,
Yeah.
The fedora.
the best
Yeah.
in the
How
game
can you
at one
forget the
point.
only fedora in skateboarding, pretty much?
There's more now, but yeah.
Oh yeah.
What a legend. I thought that when your homie texted me that, I thought they were trolling. I'm like, did Greg Let's Go own a sandwich shop? Like that's never heard of that, but that's awesome.
Yeah. Damn, that's so funny.
Yeah. So what's the most amount of energy drinks you've consumed in one day?
Oh my God, people are
I heard it could be
crazy
a problem.
with
A bit of a problem for
these-
you.
Oh my God, it was really bad. And the Red Bull kind of like hookup did not help recently either. It's been
Oh.
fucked. I chilled out. Now I'm just drinking coffee and I'll drink like a yerb every now and then or like a Red Bull if I'm like really tired at night. But
Wait,
I think I probably drank. I used to drink like 2 red lines a day. I remember I like drank a red line for it started. I think it was like one of the like I stopped drinking red line. I'm sober, so like caffeine was like the only high I could fucking find at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember we were just getting so fucked up on caffeine. And everybody who's sober at that time or is sober knows that caffeine is a thing. Like you get fucked up on caffeine. But I remember I drank a red line with my friend, and I immediately had to hop on a flight somewhere. I think to like Sacramento or like the Bay or something. And we were in the terminal, and my ass just started sweating. Like both of our asses were just sweating. We were like waiting, and we were just like freaking out. I had to go on a flight, and then the entire flight I just had a headache because like the elevation.
mhm.
It was insane. But my ass was just sweating the whole time. That was a really funny. But yes, a lot of caffeine and a lot of. I don't even know how
I
many.
never even heard of Red Line. That sounds.
It's like drinking 3 5-hour energies, or like four of those.
How are they allowed to sell that?
I think
Like,
you're
where do you
only
sell
allowed
that?
to. I don't think they're around anymore.
Yeah, they
This
shouldn't.
happens. This happens. So the sober community gets this. There's like drinks that come out with caffeine that people get fucked up on, and that's
Hmm.
definitely one of them. Red Line was one of them at the time.
Caffeine sober. Man.
You say
Yeah.
you got the Red Bull plug now?
Yeah, I need to hit them up, but yeah, I got the Red Bull plug for a bit. But I really want to be a Monster, so shout out Monster if you want to sponsor me. Shameless plug, I will skate for you. I love Monster aesthetically, but I love Red Bull too. I love all energy drinks, but I think those are the
You don't want to
two.
get caught hating on one in
There's your
case they're
sponsor.
that
I
two
know,
comes
I know,
in.
I know, I know.
Yeah. Don't make me choose. They're the same.
No, yeah.
Yeah. Aren't they the
Sponsor
same?
tape in
Yeah, I had to-
2025.
I
Yeah.
had to reel it in for that one.
Oh,
I'm like,
shit.
where's the Red Bull? I'm like, I love Red Bull. I love Monster
Is that
too,
what
but I
you're
love
looking
Red Bull.
for?
Yes. that one.
He's
Yeah.
looking around the room.
Yeah, if
Oh.
if you get signed by either, we'll take 10%.
Yeah, you
Oh
owe us
yeah,
for that.
for sure.
Off this
Well,
segment.
Yeah.
we can push this in the right
Have your
direction.
people call my people. We'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
That's epic.
back to skating for a sec. You skate a lot of abandoned spots in California. What's your spot finding process like?
So my best friend that I was talking to you about earlier, where we got into makeup during COVID, my friend Corey, uh, we just drive around at night and look for abandoned spots because the abandoned things, because that's
Mm.
what, ever since we were younger, we always liked like breaking into abandoned buildings. So it's something that we've brought into like adult
Classic kid
life.
shit.
Yeah.
Literally 32, just like like little kids, like looking through abandoned shit, and it's insane. Oh my God, the shit that we broke into the Downey. Oh my God, I don't even know if I should say this.
Oh, you got it.
Oh my God, we broke into the Downey Asylum, the Downey Haunted Asylum, while they were doing construction. We got into one. It was so fucking scary, but during it, like both of us, like we both ate like crazy food before, and I think we both had food poisoning or something, and we were like stressed out. This is all in our own heads. Like this isn't actually like we were so paranoid because the caffeine. We were so paranoid that people were like chasing us, but the security was like kind of looking for people that were around for sure, and I think they got a call that we were there maybe. But while we're like ducking from people, Corey's taking a shit, like literally like projectile shitting like in like some ditch, and then I'm like having to pee. And then the nerves kicked in, and then I had to take a shit, so I stopped and took a shit. And while we're running from security at the Downey Asylum, so this is one moment. There's a lot of moments, not necessarily shit involved, but there's a lot of moments like that where we're just anxiously running from nothing.
Yeah.
Mentally ill, autistic people.
Wait, I'm confused though. Were you shitting in bathrooms? Did you have toilet paper? Like what's going
No,
on?
we were just it was like demolished pieces of like remains of this like massive asylum place, and just wherever we could. It was insane. It was insane. It's like you had to be there type of thing, but it was crazy. It was crazy. Like the nerves got to us like that bad.
Mhm.
You got out in one piece, I hope.
No. Yes.
Little bit of them stayed there.
Yeah. Yes. A lot
Yeah,
of it.
actually, but like,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Mike's my partner at the time. Mike's there, just like we could not get off the ground laughing because it was first Corey, and then it ended up being me, and then we were just it was a nightmare. It was
Because
just,
you're probably laughing at Corey, like I can't believe you're shitting right now, and then
and then I had to do the same thing. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy.
Shit.
That's
Yeah,
hectic.
that's definitely a thing. That's definitely a thing with me, and is that I'll take a shit.
Oh shit.
How did
So
this get
that's
here?
what you
Okay,
do.
let's go.
That's what we're doing. We're just checking
like
out abandoned
red.
places.
Yeah, we're just checking out random places at night, and that's what we do. And then we like film lives sometimes, so we'll do like lives on
Oh,
Instagram, and like people see the whole
like
the
the
whole.
haunted house. Shit, what's that TV show called, man?
Ghost hunters.
Ghost Hunters. Yeah, but for skate
Yeah,
spots.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but then during all that, we find spots throughout like the city of like abandoned stuff, and yeah,
Mm, that's cool.
yeah.
That's a good way to
But
do it.
that was an
So
insane story.
definitely took a
Can't believe
turn.
I shared that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, whatever.
So your last trick in Q is for Cal looks like obviously from one of these abandoned missions. This looks like from a level of Call of Duty or something, man. Like,
Yeah.
how did you find this and put this one together and take us behind the scenes on landing that drop in?
So that was in Sunland. It was a Sunland correctional facility or something, or an old one, and it was abandoned then. But I had seen people skating it like throughout the year, like Sunland did like an event there, and I was like, where is this? And then I
Mm.
think I did some like Google Maps research on it and tried to find it and couldn't really find the same one, but I found other things. And then my friend showed me where it was, and then and then I just got super inspired being there and was like, I just want to film kind of a whole part here. It didn't end up being the
Ooh.
whole part, but I
Hmm.
wanted to do the whole part there, and we just got like a bunch of rub rick, clear coat, and just like a bunch of random shit to make spots. We like demolished some things and like broke some shit to like make pole jams and stuff. But yeah, yeah, that just I was just inspired by the space when we found it. Yeah.
And then behind the
Th-
scenes on the drop in, what was that sesh like?
that
Like
was
off the
insane.
roof.
I
Yeah.
actually I hurt myself.
Mm.
I like I jammed my ankle really bad. There's like a part of where the wood ends, there's manholes, and one of the manhole covers, I just put a piece of linoleum on it because I was like, I'm not going to land in that. And I dropped in and I got past the wood going super fast and just landed in the manhole, and my foot went like that,
Oh.
and I was out for 2 months and had like I think Kyle was there as well, and like we even got like the photo and everything, but I ended up coming back obviously and getting a different photo. But yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I was just like I just want to lay a bunch of wood and like roll down the like little part of it. There was like a
Mhm.
little like step off to it, and then I look up and it's just this massive roof, and I was just immediately I'm not sure if I'm the only one here, but if my brain's thinking of it, I could do it. I don't know. I've like noticed that if I'm like, oh, I think I could do that, then like I could do that. And if there's a part of my brain that's just like, nope, I'm not going to do it. But it's just
Mm.
getting myself to get there is like the hard part, especially in skating, is like it's hard actually getting yourself to do that. So I was just really committed, and I tried it and it started raining, and then I tried it again and then I hurt my foot, and then I tried it again and landed it. But it took forever. Like it was like that was probably the highest thing I had ever
That
gone
was
off
crazy.
of. It
Yeah.
was it's like stupid high. I couldn't even like it was like two of me
Mhm.
Damn.
into just like wood.
Not the best wood either. Like that's some
No,
wood you guys
just
found. You know,
yeah,
it's
no,
like
it was
a
just like
door and
pieces.
shit. Yeah.
Crazy
Classic.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about their skateboards, the team, what you guys are working on, the history of you being on? Tell us all about their.
Okay, so their skateboards is based off of Unity skateboarding, started by Jeff Chung. I don't know, I don't remember the year, but basically it was just a queer skate collective, and they wanted to do a um just a skate brand instead of turning Unity into like a brand, which is supposed to be kind of like a community thing. They turned it there into an actual like board brand. And then I was writing anti-hero boards at the time, and I don't know if they were stoked on me or what. I think they were stoked on me. They were sending me boards, but I was like, I don't know if this is going anywhere. Are you kidding me? And like, so I just didn't really know my place in like skateboarding at all. Like that was very new to me. And then uh Jeff asked me if he was like, I'm going to start this thing there and I want you to be a part of it. I was like, oh, say less. Yeah, like for sure. And then it's just evolved into like, like it's had little chapters, which I feel like every skate brand kind of has. And, like it started out kind of like homey vibes, and it's still homey vibes for sure, but I feel like we're just starting to actually like get into like a real like rhythm of like team based stuff, and like really like dropping parts. Like I have like a really like a mini part dropping this week or next week. Um,
Wicked.
yeah, it's really small. It's just like fun stuff that I put together just for like promo and stuff, and just wanted the footage out. And then yeah, we put Poe on. We've had like Marie go pro. She went pro, and I grew up with her in Costa Mesa, so seeing her just like get there was like amazing. Um, yeah, it's awesome. And then Marbeach, it's just a lot of queer people, but it's not only queer people. Like we want everybody to feel welcome as well. Like we don't, I think it's kind of like the feeling of me being like, I don't want to just be known as like the gay skater. I think it's the same with theirs, that everybody's included in this. Just right now, the like or front facing is like queer skateboarding.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's wicked. You all got to get a dunk for the brand. How fun was that? And were you a part of that process at all?
Yeah, that was insane. I helped a lot, I feel like, with like the colors and just like, I mean, obviously it was all Jeff's, like art and stuff, but I wanted to kind of like help it. He asked me, he was like, I want you to help. And I was like, okay. So I like would just have like Pixar of just like random. I think I took like the mischief dunk, and I was like, let's make something like this, but green. And then he was like, okay, cool. So like we figured it out and then he made it. He wanted it darker green. I wanted it like kind of like a more fluorescent green, but like we met in the middle with like the real like the dark kind of like camo one. And yeah, I don't know. It was amazing. And like making that video was insane. I like hit my head in Montreal like really bad. Like I almost had a
Mhm.
seizure. Like I was almost
Whoa.
out. Like I was like I almost lost consciousness.
That
That
was the
was
nollie back 180, like wall ride.
yeah,
So, like,
like Wally
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Cool.
that thing I got smoked like I smacked the back of my head so bad. Like
Hmm.
I had to like tense my body and like move my hands to like get out of whatever was happening. It was
Hmm.
scary. And then I got up and the next try and landed it because I was just like
Oh,
pissed off. Because I
Brace.
was just like
Yeah.
because I was just like pissed off, and it's just like I don't know. I get into those things where if I get pissed off, I'm just like everybody get the fuck out of my way. I'm gonna fucking handle this. Don't fucking talk. Don't even
Yeah.
fucking look at me. And then every like it gets sometimes it really got bad for a minute where I was like even passersby I was like fuck you. And then now I'm like way better now. But it was not. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, she's got a little temper. But yeah, it was so much fun. It was fun. It was also an honor, and Nike's been sending me shoes, and they've been kind of getting me on trips. So it's like it's cool to like have like a new chapter in skateboarding now. So yeah, I feel nice. I feel good. So
That's
That's
wicked.
wicked.
yeah.
Everyone was skating those too when they came out, so that must have been cool to see too.
Everyone.
So many people came up to me at Greece and they were like, "These are my favorite dunks. They like last forever." And I was like,
That's
"It's like that's
awesome.
awesome." I think
What a
Cyrus
feeling.
came up. Cyrus came up to me and was like, "These are my favorite." I was like, "What the fuck?" And then Shane O'Neill was like wearing them, I think, and was like talking about like everybody was talking. I was just like, "This is crazy."
That's the
Like
shit.
this.
That's the
Thank you.
shit.
And then it's like they're like stoked on the design too. And I was like, "I helped."
I
I
love
was
that.
like, "Yeah,
That's
true
cool.
story."
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So watching your parts, I've noticed there's 4 tricks that you repeat a lot: dolphin flip, backside flip, nollie back 180, fakie cab. We'll leave the dolphin flip out, but you have to choose fuck, marry, kill, backside flip, nollie back 180, fakie cab. Classic game.
uh, Fuck backside flip.
Hmm. This is the big one
Marry,
right here.
yeah, marry full cab.
All
Actually, no, no,
right.
no, 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 no.
Whoa,
Marry
whoa,
Nolly back.
whoa.
No, 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 no. Sorry, divorce, divorce.
Which
Prenup,
one you
prenup.
killing?
No,
You can't decide.
yeah. I, damn, I'd kill the full cab over the Nolly 180.
Damn.
Yeah. Damn, I did not do that right at all. I did not. I'm not
Now
really
there's no
good on
right
the
answer.
spot. I'm not really good on
Yeah.
the spot like that, but yeah. But I would kill the dolphin flip for sure.
Yeah, that's why we left that one out. So wait, which one are you marrying? Nollie back 180? You're sticking with
Marrying
that
Nolly
one?
back with it. Yeah, because that's like my ollie. If I could like
Mm,
I would rather it's weird. I would rather Nolly 180 something than ollie it sometimes. It's really weird. My brain some people have that trick. Like or some
mhm.
people have tricks like that where they're like, I'd rather
Yeah.
do this than ollie it.
All right.
That's a G trick right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love me a nollie back one.
Yeah.
Respect. um, can you take us behind the scenes on your backsmith at Embarcadero from the Cues for Cow part?
Oh yeah, that was insane. The fact that I landed that too was
That
insane
was
because
crazy.
the floor is so slippery. I thought I was gonna land and just immediately just like flatten, like sideways and just like die because the ground there is so slippery because everybody's just doing fucking nose slide something variation on it. But yeah, I was just there with like all the like GX homies and then all like I think Tanner was filming and then Otto was filming and we were just there. I don't remember what day it was, but I just was like I was like kind of scared of it, but I was like, I think I could do it. And then people were like hyping me up to do it. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna fucking go as fast as I can to it and just throw it because it's long, you know? So I was like,
Yeah.
I need to like really be going fast on this thing in order to get to the end quicker. So I got into like a couple and it felt really good. And then I got into a back lip on one and slipped out and then like caught myself like on the stairs, which I thought was insane. And then I was like, okay, don't do that again. You just have to land it. And then I think two tries after I landed. So I landed it pretty quick too.
Damn.
So which was crazy. But I love that trick on like ledges and stuff. So it just the way that I envision stuff like that in my head, I'm like, oh, it's just like the skate park. Just think you're at a skate park. Don't think of it as like a street thing. Just think of it as a skate park. And then for some reason that just takes all the pressure off. Because in the street, like shit's like that thing's like, you know, like it's rounded off a little bit, you
Yeah,
know,
that
like
would have
there's
been
like a
hard to
little
look.
fucking knot at the end, you know, like there's so many, there's like a crack. So if I'm just like, if it even feel, and another thing, if it even feels weird, just fucking see it through and like follow through with it. Because most of the tricks that I have noticed that I've done more recently, they're all like weirder, and I'm like, they're all gonna feel weird no matter what. So that was something that like I'm able to say in my head too, is like, just if it feels weird, just do it. You know, like even if it feels weird, just stick it. So yeah,
Were you the first person to backsmith it?
I think so.
That's
I
it.
don't know. I'm the not a good person to ask that. I don't know a lot about skateboarding. I don't know a lot of skateboarding tricks that have been done, but that's what I've heard. That's the talk of the town. So
That's awesome.
at least when I was there, and then I think Frank was like, "Yeah, that's never been done." And then I was like, "We should put it out. I think I need to put it out because like I'm afraid somebody's gonna." I was like, "I'm afraid like Cyrus is gonna come here and like backsmith, or it's like somebody's gonna." And then everyone was like, "Nobody's gonna backsmith it." So I was like worried about it. Like I was like, I need to put this out now because somebody's gonna do that.
Wait, why'd you ask Dono?
One of his friends told, like, it's part of the question. I think probably because you're a little bit nervous about it. Maybe someone else doing it or having it been done.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I was definitely nervous about somebody doing it after me, and then people were like, "Dude, no."
It's out there now. It's in
Yeah,
the ABDs now.
Yeah,
yeah.
locked in. So what's next for Chandler Burton? What you got planned?
Um, Going to Copenhagen.
Ooh.
Yeah. Uh, Dropping a little part this week or next week. Really short part for there, and then just skating and making
Love it.
music, making weird music.
Love it.
That is what's really good these days.
Yeah.
Feel the heat from here.
Yo, 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 it's Rapid Fire with the Ghost, and this week we're honored to be brought to you by the only trucks we ride, Thunder, baby. You know we're Thunder through and through over here, so we're not going to sell you too hard on it. You've seen the switch trays. They've got everything. Titaniums and hollow lights for the ultralight, and trusted cast team editions if you like the OGs. Shit, they've even got those inverted, finally back in stock. Last, but certainly not least, we'll let you in on a little secret. They've got something new coming this summer. That's all we can say for now, so keep your eyes on your local shops. You know what I'm saying? Southside, 510, Solstice, Blacklist, Enchantment in the US, we'll have them. Up here in Canada, 9 times, Menu, Town City, they've got you covered too. All right, Chandler, we got one more little section here, a little rapid fire. You ready to shoot some shots potentially?
Let's see, I'm bad on the spot, like I said.
All right, favorite skater,
Antoine Dixon.
favorite video,
Oh God. Q is for cow.
favorite video part,
Baka 4.
favorite style,
Oh shit. Cardiel.
which skater had the biggest influence on the way you skate,
Nick Basirio.
most talented skateboarder on planet Earth,
Trung.
favorite trick,
Backside flip.
Hardest trick for you. Wait, favorite trick's backside flip, but you just wanted to fuck it instead of marry it. That's hardest trick for you.
Switch back 180. I cannot do those. I cannot switch back 180 or switch backside flip. Anything switch backside. My body does not want, or frontside flip too. I cannot do that trick either.
That was hard as fuck.
Frontside flip does not make sense to me.
Most illegal trick.
No comply. Variation. Kane's gonna kill me for that.
What's the favorite clip you've ever gotten?
Oh shit. I think the back 180 switch 50 in Copenhagen on the gap to. Yeah, I think that's the favorite.
The street gap?
Yeah, the street gap. Yeah, for sure.
What's the worst trend you've been a part of?
The Gifted Hater fan club.
Oh shit. Is there a story there?
No. I love Joa. I was just kidding.
He came at you in his rapid fire, I think.
Oh, has it? Oh, that's.
It was like biggest bunt or something, if I remember correctly. Anyways, what's the gnarliest trick you've ever witnessed?
Front shove down Wallenberg.
Whoa.
Who
It
did
was
that?
fucked. Just Shancho's homie, like in the Bay. I might have been trying something down it.
Oh.
No,
Is it one of the big three?
No, it was the one that you.
Shit.
No, it was the other one that you pushed
Yo.
aside.
That would be epic as hell.
You said you would kill that one anyways.
No, I would, because I don't want to be known as the dolphin flipper. But I like that trick. I learned it as a joke, and
But
then
you-
it just stuck.
So
It
can
just
you-
stuck.
But you can varial flip.
I can varial flip, yeah. I can varial, yeah. I
That
like
would be
the way
sick.
I can varial, yeah.
Varial flip.
But dolphin
Wallenberg.
flip's way crazy. The way I don't
Dolphin
know, it's
flip
like a,
would actually be buck on that.
That would be insane.
you know what I
would
mean? Like
love
it's
to
kind of
see it.
like it's kind of illegal too. Like I'm just like I think it's sick because I don't know in the way that I can't even really. I feel like I lost kickflips for a second because the way that it.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one
flick
fucks
it.
up all your tricks.
Oh, it fucks up everything. Like
Yeah,
I'm a one.
spend a
I
day
became a
doing that.
one-trick pony. I was only I was only dolphin flipping shit, and then people are like, "You should dolphin flip this." I'm like, I don't want to do that trick anymore, man.
Yeah, you don't want to be known for them, but if you do it down Wallenberg, you're gonna be like
That's-
associated
Oh, yeah.
with that trick forever.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
stuck
But-
it.
Yeah, I think you have to. I think
Yeah.
I stuck it. Yeah, stuck
Yeah,
it.
that would be
Anyways.
crazy. I hope you go back and finish that.
Mm-hmm.
What's the one trick that got away?
The dolphin flip down wall.
I think that's it.
As soon as I
Funny
said
time
it,
for that
I'm like,
question. Yeah.
okay, you need to finish that. And Herman Stena, you need to finish that big flip, homie.
Damn.
That's 2 times that Wallenberg's come up in the one trick that got away.
But damn.
What's the biggest bunt you've ever witnessed?
I will give that to myself. I do throw shit out there, and I'm like, yeah, I can do that, and then I go there, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, oh, but if I put my mind to it, I can, but I don't feel like doing it. But yeah,
Yeah, I just can't get my
that's
mind
me.
to do that,
I will
right?
give that. Not to come off like, yeah, for sure. That, yeah.
What's the last new trick you learned?
Oh, front board kickflip,
Sick.
To fake
Yeah.
or regular?
regular.
Nice.
Yeah,
Dream job after skating.
musician.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Favorite local brand.
Local brand, Sneak Dis, video magazine.
Let's go.
They're my favorite.
Hell yeah.
Good name.
Favorite local skater.
Owen Bishop.
Not familiar, but
So-
shout out.
The silence to wait if we know who you're talking about was awesome.
Shout out Owen.
Yeah.
What's the one sponsor you regret riding for?
Vans.
They got you the glory challenge. They must have done great things for you.
This is a Vans pod.
Now y'all fucking Nike'd out, eh? That's fucking dark side.
Just bleep that out.
Hey, you ain't got to tell us to do that. That's automatic. Yo. They created like an AI software to just immediately remove that shit.
Last few here gets a little trickier. Favorite teammate ever?
Hope Hinson.
Sick.
Legend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Met her in Melbourne. She was awesome.
Yeah, she's the best. Yeah.
Worst teammate ever?
Worst teammate ever. I'm gonna say Keen. Keen K-Fold, she sucks.
Is there a story there?
No, she just annoys the hell out of me, but we're family.
That's clean.
Love it. Worst company?
Oh God, you just really want us to get in trouble, or are these just questions that people have asked you to ask me?
Everyone has
Oh,
these.
This is the
God.
staple. Yeah.
Okay, worst company. Oh, I can't say Vans again.
Oh God.
Yo, the footy and the skate highs looked good though. I swear it did. I was like, damn, maybe I'll skate highs again.
Fuck, worst company. Sorry, I'm stumped right now. Oh God, Jacuzzi Unlimited.
Oh, shots fired.
Oh, I didn't see this coming, bro. The onslaught is real. Jeez.
I don't even care. I don't even care. I don't fucking care. Honestly, yeah, I get red, I get nervous, but no.
It's all in good fun.
Not for me.
It's all in good fun.
Not for me.
Worst trend?
I think the beanies that go like down to here.
Yes,
I think
that's
it's
the
so
first
fun.
time we got that one.
I think it's really funny, but I think it's like it's pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. I like
It's
it.
a good one. It's a new one.
This is good.
Worst style?
Gino Iannucci.
Ah, you capping. Oh, shit. That's awesome. Yo, were we just talking about this the other day? About, like, the pressure he has on him to have, like, a good push?
I didn't grow up with him, but I've seen him recently. I'm like, girl. He's hot. I understand why men like looking at him because he's hot.
Oh my God, Chandler,
Yeah.
don't kill me.
Yeah. You're a savage.
Yo, that was next level. That was probably the greatest answer to that question we've ever done.
Yo, the Gino fan club and the Gino push truthers are coming for you.
I'm ready for it. Yeah, come for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
we need to pull this and just put this on every platform possible. Just 1 minute. Holy shit, Chandler, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm a pot stirrer sometimes, I guess.
that was epic.
I love it. Thanks for stirring the pot on the bunt. Last but not least, Chandler, who's the last person you want on the sesh?
Wrecking ball.
Oh, ooh, damn. All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Chandler, that brings the interview to an end. Thank you so much for coming through, sitting down and doing the pod with us. You fucking killed it.
Thank you so much. Thanks for asking me to do this. It was an honor.
Of course.
Hell yeah. Hopefully catch you in the streets.
Yeah.
All right. Later, y'all.
Welcome back to the post office, brought to you by our good friends at Dickey Skateboarding. Quality workwear since 1922. From the work site to the streets. Ain't nobody keep you fitted like Dickey's, man. And shit, if you haven't, go watch Honeymoon, man. And if you have, go watch it again. Goddamn masterpiece, dog. Dickey Skateboarding. All right, bruv. Here we go. Third edition of the post office for season 21. Who we got up first?
Man, we got a local legend pulling up to the post office right here. None other than Noah T, aka Noah Tynes, aka our day one homie and captain of our skate crew, CMB, back in the day.
leader.
See what he's saying. Donald, Ants, or Safa. Not and. I've got some big news to share. I've always thought if I have a Bunt episode, I want something new, interesting to bring to the table. Well, as of June 1st, I will be skating across the country, yet I have not the platform to let the world know. It would be an absolute honor. Give the people a little hometown flavor. Much love, Noah T. P.S. The Sinclair episode had me cracking up. Hell yeah, that's wild. That's crazy, man. Cross country. Yeah. I'd say Father T. Let's use this as the promotional tool right now. Noah Tynes is going to skate across our massive country. That's insane. And once you do it, then come on the pod, and we love to hear all the tales. Because I feel like doing an episode before you do it is backwards.
No,
right?
let's see how this whole journey unfolds, and then we definitely have a chat with them. But also, send us like post office postcards along the way, and let us know where you're at.
Yeah.
You know, like keep us up to date. Be like shit, I'm in Calgary enjoying a steak, or you know, just like little tidbits. That's the shit we want to hear, Noah. And where you're starting and where you're finishing. Congratulations on such a huge idea and accomplishment that will follow the idea, man. So congrats, Noah. This is sounds fucking epic, and yeah, we want to hear all about it at the end, and we want to know what's going on throughout the journey as well, man. OG leader, Noah Tynes, yo. Safe, tell him what he did on white bars, bro.
Switch blunt, switch back 5. You know what I'm saying? Switch crook, switch board, front blunt shove. Oh man, the list goes on. Father T.
Absolute respect. Legend, man. Congrats, Noah. All right, next up, we've got an email from Gus McLeod. Yo, Ghost and Dono, I've written to you before to get relationship advice, and although I've received mostly useless responses, they have brightened some heartbroken days, and unfortunately, I am in search of that again. This time, I want to ask you about skating and relationships specifically. I have found that when I am in trouble with my partner, I will dive headfirst into my skateboarding obsession to avoid having difficult conversations. This last time, I became obsessed with the late 70s era of vertical innovation. I started skating bowls, and I got a terrific hunger for grinding pool coping. I would listen to podcasts with OGs at every opportunity, and even went as far as bidding on some issues of Skateboarder magazine from 1979 on eBay. I was born in 92, so I have no business with such matters. Thankfully, I was outbid and eventually moved forward with my relationship. But what I'd like to ask is, have you guys ever had experiences where the skateboarding obsession has become a sort of psychological crutch during challenging times? I'm sure we've all revisited old skate parts on YouTube to avoid the reality of crappy office jobs and things like this. But have you had, or do you know of any situations where the skate obsession has gone too far and interrupted reality? Let me know. Thanks, Gus.
Well, to that first bit about getting useless responses from us, but that it brightened his day. That's the whole point. We were trying to brighten your day with some dumb shit. I don't remember the old emails, but if we brightened your day, that was the goal and our response. I promise you that.
Yes. Yeah. This obsession, I don't think I've ever taken it this far, you know, where it has actually interrupted. I mean, as a kid, it was my whole life, you know? So, but I don't know, in my like adult life, I don't think that I've entered this problem.
No, me neither. But not talking about like relationships specifically, but like recently I've even been doing what he's talking about, where like I'll just watch hella skate videos instead of like do something productive, or like, I don't know, I've been injured for a minute, so like it's kind of weird. I got so obsessed with watching skate videos, old skate videos, like maybe like a month and a half ago, like just hours. And I don't know, it was I felt like part of it was just like I'm bored and I can't skate, and part of it was like fuck, like it's the only thing bringing me some, like, letting the hours go by, almost like frustration. So like trying to figure out something that that wasn't bumming me out, I guess. So kind of got too real there, but yeah. Never in the relationships, but yeah, it's definitely, I feel like I toe the line. Sometimes I'm close to too obsessed, but it's never to the point of like fucking up my life in a real way, but like oh, I should probably be doing something productive. Let me just watch 41138.
That's my first 411.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Shit, so there's some relatability there.
Definitely some relatability.
It seems like in both scenarios, it's a safe space to go, you know, distract yourself from. So I don't even think that's a bad thing that we have this like outlet, you know? Sometimes like maybe if you go too far, I can see where it becomes an issue for him or whatever. But like, it's not like you're on the dark web doing something fucked up. I don't even know what the dark web is, but you know, I've heard about it. But like you're just like into skating and a new hobby, you know? So I wouldn't take it as a bad thing. And clearly both of you have, you know, popped out on the other side of it. Yeah.
And I'm like you though, where like back in the day, maybe it would have been seen as a bad thing from like our parents or like people trying to hang out with us outside of skating, where like you're just so obsessed, like high school and shit. But these days it's like I like that, a nice safe space. Just go sit on the couch and watch some old fucking parts. In such a crazy world,
it's nice to have a little outlet. But yeah, as kids, like fuck, I spent every last minute we could out on the streets, man. Like, you know, even like Sunday nights, remember, like there was a bunch of us that had to be home for Sunday dinner, and we got called the Sunday bitches because we couldn't push the, you know, our curfew on Sundays as long as some others, you know. Like we were definitely out there a little too much, but fuck, man, it shaped us to who we are today, and I got no problems with the man I am right now. So,
bro, I remember being at OG Skate Loft with Cody on Christmas one year. I remember being in the back of OG Adrift with Noah T from the previous email and Duncan, just skating a fucking box on Christmas Day. Like it used to be way more disruptive.
Yeah.
But back then it was the actual act of it. Now, old head, it's like just watching videos almost is like replaced being out there all the time.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for that.
That's a cool email, though. You know,
yeah, good. Gus? Yeah, don't beat yourself up, and hope things stay smooth with the girl.
But don't be bidding on those old skate mags, dog.
Yeah.
Save your money.
The
Save
OG Pods interviews, I love that bit too. Yeah. He's in depth with it. All right, next up, we got an email from Homie Lane. Yo, got some Top Boy questions for you. 1, Team Sully or Team Duchesne? Me personally, Team Sully. 2, who do you think did Sully in? Oh, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched Top Boy yet. Who do you think did Sully in? Someone we had already been introduced to, or some new youth trying to make a name for themselves? Well, clearly you haven't listened to every episode because me and Donald have been over this.
We've answered this exact question.
I'm Team Duchesne for days, and Donald.
I'm Team Sully.
Yeah,
I respect the loyalty in the game.
I feel like if you're Team Sully, you've got to screw loose, man.
Like, dude, the thing is, I could change it on a daily basis. Like, I love both characters. That's why you love the show, because you love them both. You don't actually hate Sully, or you don't actually hate
sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. So it's both. But I respect the loyalty of Sully, and shit, Duchesne shows his loyalty to him sometimes too. But I'm just going with Sully. You know what I mean? And absolutely one of my favorite shows of all time, man. I'm watching Mobland, and it kind of feels like it's got a little bit of Top Boy in it.
Bro, that show's a little weak so far, man.
Yeah, what are we, 3 eps in?
I've watched 2, and I'm like going on my phone, and I'm like, yo, I should be paying attention.
Dude, I tried to watch the first one, and I stopped like 20 minutes in, and I'm like, nah, this is weak. But then I'm like, how is Tom Hardy in a weak show, you know?
That's why I keep going, because it's Tom Hardy, but damn.
And then I was out watching UFC with an old friend of ours, Simon Disher, and he was bigging it up like it's the next biggest thing. And I'm like, there's 2 episodes. Like,
no. He jumped the gun on that one.
He's like, you have to go back to it. And like, I don't really have a show right now. So I went back, and yeah, I'm 3 eps in. It's pretty good.
Bro, Karma on Netflix with your non-fucking subtitle reading ass.
Karma? Karma?
Yeah, it's fire. Korean thing, 6 episodes. Bro, see, the dismissal from you is so disrespectful.
It's just funny. I'm going to watch Karma.
Elite. Yeah.
I'm going to watch Karma, and we'll get back to this next week.
Better than Mobland.
Well, actually, we're heading into fucking playoff season, so time is of the essence right now, but I'll watch Karma. 6 eps, lock it in, giving this Korean shit a run for its money.
Let's go. And I think I would let's go to
that Korean restaurant, that the one on Dundas.
Oh yeah, hell yeah! I'm always down.
I've been craving that spot for.
Yo, let's fucking go.
Crispy rice. Let's get it.
Say less. I'm saying Jack. I'd like to think it was Jack getting her revenge.
Oh hell no, it wasn't Jack. Oh, Jack in Mobland.
Yo. So, I love seeing character. I love seeing any actor from Top Boy, because Top Boy is really both one of our favorite shows of all time. So
yeah,
I love seeing the success of anyone who is in that. I watched that show Adolescence just because I saw Duchesne on the thing. I didn't know I was about to watch the deepest, gnarliest, saddest fucking 4-piece thing on Netflix ever. You watched that?
Oh, is that the one with the little boy who commits the crime?
Yeah.
No, I haven't watched it because with kids, I think it fucked me up.
Yeah, so. Warning to fathers before you watch that one. God,
Bridget said, my girl's like, we have to watch it, and I'm like, shit, I don't know if I can. You know, anything with kids fucks with me now. So I'm like, I don't need that shit in my life.
I texted Ben and Simon to watch that. I'm like, yo, it might be too gnarly because you're dads, but like, Adolescence is fucking good. I just put it on. I just saw Duchesne in the picture. I'm like, let me give it a whirl. Like,
I have no idea how deep you're about to get.
Bro, every episode shot in one take. It's actually a fucking masterpiece of a show.
What was the last thing you said? Who shot Sully?
I'm saying Jack. Who you got? Yeah.
I think it was just a random, bro. I think that was just the look they were going for. Yeah, like it was his time and the streets got him, bro. I don't think it was like.
Yeah, I like that. That's like how they ended The Wire, when like you're so invested in all these characters and then it just ends and you're like, oh shit, it's just the cycle. It's just
you forget that that's how it can end. Yeah.
Yeah, which
just
is
the next man
deep.
up. You got a fucking, it's an expiration date on in the streets. All right, fuck. Let's keep it moving. Next up, we've got another email. It's coming from London this time. Speaking of Top Boy and Mobland. Yes, boys, got a few things to mention. Don't feel you need to mention them all or any of them. Well, then why'd you email them? Number 1, please get more UK dudes on the cast. I know you've had Karan and Kyle on there, but would be sick to get Casper or even Tom Knox on. On the topic of Tom Knox, I reckon it would also be super interesting to get Gifted Hater on it too. We've had Gifted Hater on. 3, would love to see a ghost part, but would also love to see a Bunt joint part go down in general. Oh, so the preference is the ghost first. I see. And my most important question, When are we going to see you boys at a CPH or some other European event? Would be sick to see you have your own day/event in Copenhagen where skate jams have gone down. There's lots of basketball hoops and stuff. And Jesus Christ, it goes crazy. So it would be sick if the Bunt had a skate and basketball jam go down in London at CPH for one day out of the year. Alternatively, would be good to see a Bunt-style video from these events, even just as spectators. Shout me out at least. All I really want to say is I'm Connor and Hackney, and Steve and Google are pussy holes, and they can suck my dick.
Damn.
Cheers, boys. Keep doing what you're doing, and hope to see you on this side of the pond at some point in the near future. Much love, Connor. All right. We're going to run through this. First point, more UK dudes on. We would love to. We would absolutely love to. Last season, we really made a push to get Tom on. We thought we were close, but it just didn't happen. So we'll have to go back to that. We got to try that again.
I've personally asked, I feel like both of them multiple times.
Yeah.
You probably asked them as well. So don't think that we're not trying behind the scenes. Any like skater that you think should be on the pod, we've probably asked.
Yeah, and we've hit up their friends to ask them too. Like that's just how we do it. So obviously we would love to have either of those guys on. Anybody listening, if you think you can get Casper or Tom on the pod, help us out with that one. We would love that. Would love to see a ghost part, but also a Bunt joint part go down. Like, yeah, we're working on the video. We've been working on the video since we started the Bunt 8 years ago. Safe is claiming for the 10-year anniversary, the Bunt video is releasing at 10 years. No matter what we have, this is the final deadline. We actually had a hard deadline, and, you know, some things popped up that were out of our control. Passed. It's being extended to the 10-year anniversary of the Bunt video.
Yeah,
and
it only made sense. I'm bummed because remember I made that stupid video joking around where like I ollie out of the back of a truck.
Yeah.
And then I'm driving away and I'm like, Bunt video coming 2025.
Oh,
but that was probably like 6 years ago. And then it was supposed to actually come out this year, which was just a random fluke. I'm just like, damn, that would have been awesome. So funny. But yeah. 2026, it's all good.
10-year anniversary. And then they want us to get some sort of European event or come to a European event. We've been to Copenhagen. Absolutely loved our time there. Shout out Victor at CHPO for setting that all up for us. Obviously, one of our greatest like skate experiences of all times. Got to bring a whole crew of our Canadian homies. Absolutely loved it. We want to go to Hell Ride. Is it Hell Ride? No, Cough Race.
Cough Race.
Cough Race, yeah. Yes. That's where we would hopefully pop up next. I mean, we're not going to say no to Copenhagen, but like we want to get to that one. That looks awesome. Yeah, I think I answered everything.
Yeah. So hopefully see you across the pond soon, bruv. You get me? All right. Thanks for the email. Next up, we got a voice note from longtime listener, Jamie Keegan. Let's take a listen.
Yes, Bunt boys, you good? And shout out to Antoine also. It's Jamie from the UK here. I just had to say something about that Bobby D part. Had me shopping for a whole new wardrobe. And that got me thinking about like the old Blue Tail Lounge videos and the Evan Hay vlogs and just how sick the Toronto scene looks in general. And it got me thinking about how you, man, used to do like homie episodes, like the Ben Blundell and Tyler Warren episode is probably my favorite of all time.
Damn.
Talking about the switch crooks and just Toronto foolishness. So yeah, what I'm saying is, can we get a homie episode this season maybe? Safe boys, all the best.
Dude, this is the UK post office of absolute sin, man.
I love it. Loving the
dude.
slang. I gotta watch Top Boy again and start talking all like wannabe London men
bro.
again.
Zero tolerance. Dude, is Bobby the best dressed skater?
He doesn't dress like the. He's well dressed, but that's not how I dress. So it's not my favorite style.
Who's
but
your favorite
he
dress
looks good.
skater?
That's a good question. Let me try and answer that by the end. I'll try and think in the background of my own brain, because I have no idea.
I would say Bobby he looks great at all times. I know that he carefully thinks out what he's wearing. Like weather aside, if he has something
Weather
that's fucking
aside,
stunning, he doesn't give a fuck, bro. Because I've skated with him in the heat before, and he'll be buttoned up to the top in some wool long sleeve, and I'm like, I know this guy's dying there. But like, so for that, I credit him. But I also like the opposite end of the spell, like Kyle Wilson, flawless kits at all times. Could I pull it off? Absolutely not. But damn, the kid looks fresh. So I think I like those two right now.
That's who popped into my head immediately was Kyle. But then again, I'm like, I can't wear that
But
shit
that doesn't
either.
matter. It doesn't matter if we dress like them.
Yeah, just
You
best
know?
dressed in general.
Exactly. It's just best dressed in general.
I'd have to like think about it for a week of like being on Instagram and fucking watching skate videos and shit. But that's a tough question. Was there?
But yeah, the Bobby part, unreal. Evan Hayes vlogs, those didn't last long, but they were hitting. He did good. He did good with those. And now,
a homie episode.
Yeah,
Oh,
we need a new one.
Oh no, we didn't have a homie one up our sleeve. We have a Canadian legend. We're hoping to get on this season.
I hope he becomes our homie.
Yeah. A home. Yeah, it would be sick to have another homie episode. It's been a minute.
We actually have. I don't know if we're willing to spill the beans. This might get cut out, but a good homie of ours from the pod coming back on as maybe like, a bonus or something.
I'm blanking. Full interview?
Yeah, just the interview. Just an interview. We haven't done it yet. It's coming up. It's going to be released as like an extra app. Great homie.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, we haven't had one of those in quite some time, have we?
Yeah, we should maybe season 2020 or 22 just because this one's already pretty fucking...
We're pretty done here.
Scheduled out. But yeah, we got you. Thanks for the love, and definitely love OG listeners and people that have been rocking with us since day one.
All right, moving on. We have an email from looks like his name is Ryan Gatley.
This one's for you, Doug.
Yeah, this motherfucker. Let me explain something to this guy real quick. Yeah, it's all gonna make sense. I've heard y'all talk trash about my hometown teams, the Celtics and the Bruins, which is fine. I don't like LA teams, so I get it. But when Brady was QB for the Pats, Donald spoke highly of the New England Patriots. Personally, I can't imagine rooting for a city team other than the place I grew up. Can y'all explain what it takes to support a team that is not your hometown / home city team? Does it only take a single player for y'all to become fans of the team? For whatever reason, it always stood out to me when Donald used to back the Patriots, then shit all over the Bruins. I'd almost prefer that he hate on all Boston sports. Oh, I do now. Anyway, y'all do a great show. And from what I heard from old episodes, it seems like y'all had a good time in Boston and have fun memories of the time y'all spent there. First off, love the city of Boston. All the homies, the skate scene, we did have very fond memories of our time there. Always talk about going back. Have never made it back, but that was a once in a lifetime. I feel like we were at the perfect age to travel. No responsibilities at home, but like old enough to like do whatever the hell we wanted. And nothing but love from all the homies there. So let me make this very clear. I'm with you. You don't get to choose the teams you cheer for. But luckily, up here in Canada, we don't have an NFL team. And when I first started watching football, I didn't have a team, but I was drawn to the greatness of Tom Brady. To have the player coach combo with a guy like Rob Gronkowski and at the time Aaron Hernandez, and just a whole, like, the team was just unstoppable. So what a perfect introduction to the NFL to see this dynasty of sorts just in full swing. So that was why I started cheering for Brady, enjoyed my time as a New England fan. When Brady left, I took my talents with Brady down to Tampa Bay because I felt like I owed it to him. And then Brady retired, and I came to my senses and went back to my regional fandom, mostly because the Buffalo Bills are good as well at the time. Can't be cheering for no scrubs in some league I don't actually have a team for. So now I'm a Bills fan. But in every other sport, I'm just a Toronto fan.
Yeah, the football one's easy. I'm a little different, though. People want to say it's a cop-out. Like, Donald just likes to chirp me when it's convenient, that it makes sense for him to, like, see it his way. But I grew up in Montreal, so my fandom, I'm like a new age fan, even though I'm old enough that I shouldn't be. I should stick to one team, but I'm a fan of players, just like Donald explained, following Brady to Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. I grew up in fucking Montreal, so we don't have a basketball team there, so all I know is Jordan when I'm a kid. I see Charles Barkley in Space Jam, shit like that. It's just a league to me. And the Raptors didn't even exist. So moved to Toronto in 90. I think we moved in 98. And that was like the first year the Raptors existed. Went to a game. That was awesome. But I was a Shaq and Kobe guy since day one of actually paying attention to the NBA. Kobe retires. I realized I'm a Kobe fanatic, not necessarily a Lakers fan, because they were a laughing stock and it was so hard to root for the Lonzo Ball era. Then LeBron goes there, and obviously I can't root for them now. But yeah, that's just how it is, man. If you don't have a team in your city growing up, what are you gonna do? Just not watch the league? Like, what are me and Donald not allowed to watch football? Like, fuck out of here.
But so the issue with you is multiple teams.
Oh yeah.
That last week we went over your NHL team, and you just said you're a fan of players. You don't know any players.
Well, that's obviously a joke. Anything NHL I say, I'm just trolling.
Bro, y'all should have seen the list he dropped in the NFL playoffs last year, bro. He had all his bases covered to where he was getting at least one team to the Super Bowl.
This is where people like, you take what I'm saying too seriously.
No,
where it's like,
not that. It's because then you'll argue with people in group chats about how your team is still alive, and you'll be shitting on someone who has one team to cheer for, and you've had 9 lives on your way to beating this one team.
No,
that is where people get frustrated.
I get it. My friend Abib always sends a picture of the guy with a jacket that has every team on it. But basically, when I say my team in those situations, I just pick who I want in every series, and I'm like, I'm rooting for these fucking like 7 teams. But like, in football, it's the Steelers and it's the Chiefs.
But is there one sport where it's just one team?
No, it used to be Lakers for life, and then now in the NBA right now, it's like, this is my order.
Get them out of here.
I'm cheering for the Warriors, then OKC, and then the Clippers. That's my 3 right there. And if they all get eliminated, then I'll be fucking T-Wolves or Cavs, whatever the fuck.
All right.
But I'm not claiming them as my teams. I like to root for a team in every series, just like every fan.
No, everyone
for the
does,
most part.
Yes. Everyone
that's all it is.
Favors one thing. Yes.
That's all it is. I also love Boston, minus getting called the N-word within 48 hours of being there by a stranger that we should have beat up, but wasn't worth it.
Keep it moving.
Who?
Blake Lindsay. We got to start going faster here.
Yeah, shit. All right. Hey, Safe and Donovan, I love your show and hope you two are doing well. I have a question for you two. Question 1. The last episode of the last season, Jaws had to sub in for a guest because of the California fires. Jaws was a great episode. Blah, blah, blah. Who was the guest? We gotta pick up who is the guest that was rescheduled.
We can't tell you that.
Question 2. I'm an old head at 42 years old. I've stumbled upon a YouTube channel called Dadboard. He's really down to earth and it isn't typical YouTube skateboarding channel. Just wondering if you had ever had the chance to check out his content and thought about putting him on the show or Random Skater of the Week. I'm loving this season so far. Cheers. Keep up the great work. Thanks, Blake. I think we got to keep that name under wraps because still hoping to get them on and still hoping for that to be a pleasant surprise for our listeners.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know about you, Dad. I don't know about you, Donald. I haven't checked out Dadboard yet, but I'll check it out. Sounds cool.
We'll definitely check it out. And then we can't speak on the other stuff till we even know who we're talking about here. Next up, we have an email from Pat O. What's up, guys? After episode 2, I immediately watched the new Bobby video on YouTube and loved it. I thought it was one of the most refreshing pieces I've seen in a while. Felt like I was skating the spot with him. It was beautiful. Then I see the thumbnail for the video immediately next to it. Quasi Bob CBC, worst video in history by Ninja Lifestyle. Is this person real or jokes? I've been out of the skate game for a while. I don't know what kids are watching these days. It was amongst the cringiest things I've seen. Jesus Christ. No question here. I just hope Ninja Lifestyle. I'm going to skip that part. I hate the internet. Yeah. Do you know this guy?
I honestly, I got time right now. I'm posted on the couch. So I actually took the time and watched this shit. And you shouldn't have beeped out whatever. You could have read that shit. Like, that's how bad this was.
No, he does this with everything. He's a nobody.
Bro, like, I wanted to shoot
nobody.
Myself or him. Every 30 seconds, I was like, I'm just going to watch it just to like fully take this in. Never heard of him before. That dude's waste of space. Fucking loser.
Let's stop putting attention
next
on
level.
This ninja guy. He needs to go. Obviously, when you do shit like this, you run the risk of being removed from the skate ecosystem, and your days are numbered, my friend. Like, nobody's gonna watch this shit, bro. So don't worry about Ninja Lifestyle, bro. He's doing it to himself. You're a fucking loser.
Yeah, that was absolutely brutal. And then I was so pissed the next day on YouTube, his shit popped up and I had to go click don't recommend this channel because I'll punch my screen. Definition of a loser. All right, next up. Oh, this one is funny. I had time yesterday. I watched that last video and this one. From Paul Hahn. Conspiracy against theory. Seifa, have you seen this video that the NBA is trying to take down? It's like a 15-minute video about like Steph Curry. It's called Steph Curry's Disrespect is Worse Than You Think. Do you also believe that the NBA is in bed with Nike to avoid giving Steph the calls he deserves? Because if he was getting the same amount of fouls as other guards, he'd be averaging 8+ points per game, making him the best player of all time on stats, and that the face of the NBA can't be an Under Armour player. The evidence in this video is convincing. In my opinion, Steph Curry is the greatest basketball player of all time in the modern generation for what he's done to the game. His loyalty to one team instead of bitch-ass LeBron handpicking where he goes and who he plays with. We need y'all to watch this and give the report. Dubs versus Houston should be a great series. Warriors in 6. P.S. The Bunt needs to visit SF soon. Thanks for the content. New season is already a barn burner. Thanks, G. Donald, I watched this yesterday, and I'm a huge Steph fan, huge LeBron hater. I would love to agree with you or agree with that video, but it's just one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen. The guy gets all in depth, and he's like, if he got as many foul calls as James Harden, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, blah, 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 he would be averaging 39 points per game, this, and this. And it's just like, yo, do you watch basketball? I did a quick, just because if you watch basketball, you know it's bullshit, but it's like a whole montage of like Steph not getting foul calls. You could make that exact same montage for any player. But
you should have made that for me at the Bunt Jam, dude.
Yeah.
Got some fucking
but
calls.
the biggest thing, I mean, there's one point that he makes himself in the video. It's like, yo, Joel Embiid has led the league in free throws per game. He's who the fuck shoes? He's not Nike. I forget who he's with, but he's some other shoe brand. Harden's Adidas, fucking Trey Young's Adidas, all these other dudes who have led the league in free throws are in the top. Yeah, exactly. Right. But the biggest thing, and if you watch basketball, like you should immediately know this is fucking so stupid, is drives per game. Okay, I did a quick look just to like back up what my brain was telling me. And I didn't check every single year, but Steph looks like he peaked at around 9 or 10 drives per game, right? And obviously you drive a bunch, you're going to go to the line a bunch. That's just how it works. Steph is the greatest shooter of all time, so he doesn't need to drive as much as other people to get the points. He's splashing threes. Let's say he peaked at 10 drives per game. I might have seen that. It might have been 9. And then I quickly did a check with like prime Harden, Houston Harden, and Shea this year. Those guys are driving 19, 20 times a game. Argument done.
So it's double.
It's just
It's not
silly.
close.
It's very silly. But I appreciate your fandom. Fuck LeBron. Let's go, Steph. Let's do this, baby.
And I am absolutely thrilled to watch them versus Houston. I'm watching the playoffs, dude. I'm in.
Holy shit, yo, Dono. I got the Lakers on the TV on the floor right now. It's 85 to
score.
58.
How are they doing this?
I do up there. I don't know. I watched the first half and they fucking took off since we started recording.
Yeah, let's wrap up this post office. It's been a long one. We have more emails to get to. Next week we'll be quicker and hit this shit rapid fire style. But the emails, especially when you start talking to us about Top Boy in the UK, you know you're going to slow us down. You know exactly what you're doing. You're going to slow us down. And that's what happened. Clear case of that this week. Get your emails, voice notes, videos into the buntlive@gmail.com. We got 9 more eps this season, so we gonna get faster at this. Just stop distracting us with Top Boy, because safe is Duchesne and I'm Sully. And that's just how we roll. We'll see y'all next week in the post office. Welcome back to the Rundown, the Skateboard World Source for Sports. We are 1 or 2, max 2, I think, maybe 3. Who knows? Games into round 1 of the NBA and NHL playoffs. You know exactly where we're starting, Seifa. Right fucking here, baby.
Wait, before you go off, yo, bro.
Right. Slow me down.
I just noticed there was no sponsor associated with this segment, man. What's going on?
Is there a sponsor?
No, there was. Like, what's up with that, man? Like, we got to change that.
Oh, you're
just straight into the rundown.
Advertisement.
We're always fucking shouting something out. There's lots of brands out there we love. Like, come on, man. Come on, people.
Yeah, man. It's wide open.
Maybe the Leafs, man.
Milk,
you know anyone over there? Milk? Okay.
Let's go. Anybody, man. Holler at the Rundown. We're fucking desperate. But, bro, you know, the nerves were high going into game 1. As always, you know, people in Toronto a little nervous about the playoffs. And the Leafs came out and took care of business. I know you didn't watch the whole game. Did you manage to see some highlights or a replay or two or some internet clips?
I saw Mitch filmed his TV. I thought it was a goal, but I guess it was a save.
No, it was a goal.
Oh, was it? Okay,
yeah,
well,
the Senators got a goal.
I saw that, but I actually did check the score probably like 6 times throughout just to make sure, just to know what your mental state was. And it feels like the Sens, just based off that, never really tested you. It was 1-0, then it was 2-0, then I saw 2-1, then it was like 5-2, and I'm like, yeah, they're good.
So, yeah, came out, scored a big goal. Ekman Larson, nice pass from Scott Lawton. Good to have him going. We go up 1-0. Mitch Marner gets us, breakaway goal, go up 2-0, and all this is going down while we're at Easter dinner with the family, so a bunch of people are screaming at the TV. The ladies are having their chats about God knows what, the kids or something, and then the Sens score a scrappy one, so we go into the first intermission 2-1. Would have rather go in 2-0, but one of the first plays out of the second period, the Senators go on a breakaway. Our goalie makes a big save, and the rest is history. That was their only chance to get back in the game. A 6-2 beatdown. Senators played absolutely undisciplined. Penalties left, right, and center. Could have been, and in my opinion, should have been a couple suspensions handed out to these Senators. I don't know what they were getting up to, man. Some cross checks, some high sticks. But now we go into game 2. in Toronto, and I think it's as good as it could have gone. There's no questions. No one's questioning our goaltending. Our defensemen handle business as the far superior team that we are. And hopefully, when this comes out on Wednesday, the Leafs are up 2-0. Going to Ottawa, which will be another home game in Ottawa. You know.
So I have two things to say. One,
Let's hear it.
my analysis based on what you said. A lesser opponent has no choice but to try and muck it up, cross checks and high sticks.
I like it.
Kind of pathetic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They're just outclassed from the sounds of it, which I'm happy for you and our entire city
Nation.
and group of friends that are fucking diehard like you.
The
And
passion.
the other thing that came to mind, which is why I was giggling a little bit, was I actually want them to win it all, but just, I don't want to say inevitable, but just wearing the jersey every week for the rundown and shit, it's just going to be such an entertaining roller coaster of emotion.
Yeah, I don't know what
for
I set
you
myself up for. Here.
once a week. And are you going to burn it if they lose? Like, what's
Fuck
gonna
no,
happen?
I would never, you know? I would
So
never turn my back on the
I'm
Leafs.
already looking forward to the weekly emotional roller coaster that is being a Leafs fan.
And there's no escape. It's not like the rundown and the bunt ends during the playoffs. Like, we're in it for the long haul. Like, how many times do I get to sport my Mitch Marner jersey,
shit.
man? Yeah, it's gonna be epic, dude.
And
I
what
can't
happens?
wait.
Okay, not to be jinxing or anything, but let's just say they lose and we're coming on and they're already eliminated. Are you still rocking the jersey?
What do you mean?
Like, if the Leafs are no longer in the playoffs and we come on the next week, are you still rocking the jersey?
No, that will be the end of the jersey. Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I was listening to my favorite hockey podcast, Spittin' Chicklets, and one of the hosts asked the other how much they would pay for the Leafs to lose Game 7 overtime of the Stanley Cup Finals. And the guy was like, there's not enough money in the world for how much I would pay to see that pain on Leaf fans. But so far, so good. One game in, handled our business. Can't ask for much more. All the big dogs. Mitch Marner, 3 points. Austin Matthews, 2. I think Tavares and Nylander got 2 as well. Everybody's absolutely humming out there. It's a beautiful place. And even the ACC was loud in there, which is rare for our stadium.
Okay, I got a crazy question that I just got to ask you because
I love it.
I actually, you're gonna laugh at me, but I actually tried to call into Stephen A's show the other day to ask him this, just because he cracks me up. But let me ask you this: first of all, what's your second favorite franchise
In hockey?
In any sport? No, any sport. Like who means the most to you after the Leafs that you would want to see win a championship?
Probably the Blue Jays.
Okay, Blue Jays.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here's your 3 options. Option number 1, you die at option number 1. Option number 1, you die at 83 peacefully in your sleep.
Years old? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Option number 2, you die at 82, but the Blue Jays win it all. So you just shaved a year off your life, but you get to enjoy a Blue Jays thing. Or option number 3.
I'll just stop you right there.
What?
We're heavily leaning toward option number 3 already.
Okay. If it's already that obvious, let me shave it down to 75. So you could live to 83, die peacefully in your sleep. Like, what more could you ask for?
Were you gonna say 81 or something? It was gonna be in the 80s.
Yeah, it was just gonna be like, but now let's go all the way down to 75. But the Blue Jays and Leafs never win ever in your lifetime. So basically, the Jays just kind of doesn't matter.
They would have to, the Leafs get to win one if I lose a few years.
Yeah, sorry, at 75,
the Leafs win.
They win, but you die at 75.
Dude, I mean, I'm already thinking how many years I would give up for the Leafs. And like, you said 75, and I'm already willing to go 65. Like,
Yeah,
I need this.
You cannot say that. Because,
I know I have a family and a young child.
Yeah.
But like, me, all of my family, my friends, and the rest of Leafs Nation need this all. Like, I'm
I got
talking
the math
crazy.
all backwards, but no, you're talking crazy.
So I'll take the 75. and the championship.
Oh, okay, now after this, and then you got to report back next week. I want you to tell Bridget that scenario and tell me what happened. So you got offered to die peacefully in your sleep at 83 or die at 75 and the Leafs get to win it all. I want to hear next week. The people want to hear how that went.
Sounds good to me. All right. We'll just quickly go through the rest of the series. Minnesota, our good friend Davis Torgerson, and your Las Vegas Golden Knights. That looks like it's going to be an outclassing as well. If Minnesota somehow manages to win one, they'll be lucky. They just don't have the depth. Vegas looks like one of the best teams in the league. Really good series in Winnipeg and St. Louis, which is crazy because it's a first place versus an eighth. But really close game in Winnipeg. Winnipeg held it down. The New Jersey Devils and Carolina Hurricanes. Carolina slapped them silly, and 3 New Jersey Devils went down. The Carolina Hurricanes Twitter had a funny thing. It said, "Not today, Satan," and I think they'll be sending them home early.
Damn it.
Who else we got? Montreal and Washington goes down tonight, so we haven't seen one of those games yet. The Battle of Florida goes down tonight. We haven't seen one of those. And there's another one I'm forgetting. But it doesn't really matter. Or does it? Oh,
Kings.
Edmonton and Las Vegas. Or Edmonton and the Kings. Yeah. So we're still waiting on a couple. But it's getting exciting, man. I'm excited for the Battle of Florida. And I'm excited for Kings Oilers and Montreal. I just fucking love this shit. Let's talk NBA, man.
Huge weekend. It was
Can I just say one thing first? I don't think that the Eastern Conference first round is even watchable.
No, it's really not. There's one series, but
and which one's that? Oh, the Knicks and Pistons.
Yeah, and
it's
then
gonna get gritty, isn't it?
Dame might come back game 2 or 3, so that one could get interesting. But
him and Halliburton were talking trash. They were getting into it on the sidelines. I like that. Create some storylines.
Yeah, I'll just run through it quickly too, man. Basically, there's a few unwatchable series, so we won't even touch on those. Cavs Heat, that's a 4 or 5 game series.
Yep.
Oh my God, OKC Memphis, 51-point blowout. So we won't even talk about that series. And then what was the other one? Oh, and then Orlando Boston. So those aside, hopefully Milwaukee Indiana, we get Dame back and it gets competitive. Won't get too much into that. Giannis is base. Bro, did you see Kyle Kuzma's stat line?
No.
0 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 blocks, 0 steals. But not only that, 21 minutes, 0 for 5. But he also went 0 for 2 at the free throw line. He could have got
how does that even happen?
He was a minus 24. I never fucking like that trade. I know Middleton's been hurt and he's older.
Yeah.
But he was the second best player on a championship team, and many games throughout that playoff run, he was the best player on a given night. So sucks the injuries. But
two crazy franchise-altering trades like we spoke about a few weeks ago. But the Drew Holiday, just unnecessary, perfect piece for them, and now Kuzma.
Bro, yeah, it's sad. It's the same thing with Denver. You win it all, and then you can't afford to keep everyone.
Yeah, but Lillard's got to be making more than Drew.
Yeah. That also doesn't. Yeah, that's just been unfortunate. A lot of injuries for the Bucks the last 3 years, man. But I think what might be the funnest series of round 1, Nuggets Clippers. I don't know if you got to watch that.
I missed that. Well,
Clippers, dude. Clippers were just eating their food. Easy buckets. First half, just so easy. First quarter, just embarrassing Denver. Michael Porter didn't show up, and then all of a sudden, home crowd gets into it. Jokic starts to fucking boom. Westbrook, dude. Westbrook, one of the craziest roller coaster rides ever. He's winning them the game and then losing them the game, back-to-back possessions multiple times into OT. Hit what you thought would have been the game winner, 3 from the corner, left wide open. Harden comes down, hits a floater, OT. I'm so excited for the rest of that series. I still think the Clippers can pull it off, but then when you watch them lose a game, they definitely should have won. It just, all the curse stuff starts to just go through your head. It's, here we go again. But Kawhi wasn't that good, and they had an insane amount of unforced turnovers. So I think they can even it out. Knicks. Did you watch that at all?
No, but they got the job done.
Yeah, Detroit was actually winning in the third. Knicks fans were in shambles, and then I don't want to just simplify it by saying like their lack of experience, but it's really what they look like. Cade Cunningham looked like a deer in headlights most of the game.
And the five starters took over for New York.
Yeah, Brunson. No, Mikal Bridges was on the bench for the entire run. Campaign had 11 points in a couple minutes. So yeah, that'll be a fun series. I would love to see Detroit win a game or two just to make it interesting, but I think we both picked the Knicks for good reason. This was my favorite game and maybe the only game that really surprised me. Lakers Timberwolves, dog. We were recording the other day and kind of sneaking a glance at the game, but Ant man,
but
I'm
Randall
scared for
too.
next game. Yeah, Randall was solid, but it was really Naz Reid and they won by like 20, and Naz Reid and fucking what's his face, long arms McDaniels, they went crazy. I think he missed 2 shots. He had like 20-something points. I still, you know what I say about them cockroaches, the Celtics, but I compare Luka and LeBron. Like it still feels unreal. Like, but then I remember what Ant did to Phoenix in round 1 last year with the sweep. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, he could shock the world. He just ran out of gas against fucking Dallas and he sucked. But it's round 1, so plenty of energy. LeBron, 0 points in the first quarter. Luka went off, but
Austin Reeves was throwing up Hail Marys towards the end, man. Like, that was not good.
That was great, but just something in me just doesn't believe, conspiracy, ghost. Doesn't like tonight. We might,
they're not playing tonight
or whenever. The refs might just give.
They're gonna make it.
They don't want to see the Lakers. Yeah, they don't want to see the Lakers go down 0-2 at home. No. So we'll see. Then was there any other good ones? There's last night Warriors Rockets.
One of the best.
Epic. They were up 23. I was chilling. I was posted, and then all of a sudden, bro, both teams scored under 100 points. Some throwback basketball, defensive matchup of pain. I was losing my mind. It was reminding me of the 2016 finals. 1 million offensive rebounds for Houston to keep them in it, just like they couldn't get a rebound in 2016 when they fucking lost. But I think that's going to be a great series, man. Great series.
So, first round, we've seen a game out of almost all the series. Are there any predictions after one game you're wavering on?
The only one, everything is going as I expected except for T-Wolves Lakers. I thought the Lakers would have won game 1, and I didn't know who was going to win game 1 in Denver Clippers, but I was surprised to see the Clippers lose after they were up big and looked like they just had full control of the game. So the only one I'm wavering on is I picked the Lakers, but I'm rooting for the T-Wolves, and now there's a glimmer of hope for the T-Wolves, man. Younger, more athletic. Let's go, baby.
So we actually only picked last time out of the 2 series in each conference that were decided. And we both picked, you went Orlando, Miami in the play-in, and I went Orlando, Chicago. So I'm down 1. And on the other side, we both went G-State, Memphis. So I don't know if it's worth writing down, but are we just both going Cavs, Celtics?
Yeah, of course.
So
but
Celtics.
I'm taking Golden State over Houston, right? We both picked Golden State.
We didn't pick yet. That's
come
what I'm
out of
saying.
that.
But
we
now
did.
we can go
okay.
OKC,
Yeah.
G-State.
Oh, of course. Houston just looks fucking... They just don't look good on offense, man. But they're so good defensively that they kind of take Golden State out of their offense.
It's just sad,
too.
man, that they have to run into playoff Jimmy and Steph. Like, it just don't make any sense. It's just unfortunate how it all shook out. But is there really a team other than Memphis that they'd rather play in the playoffs? In the first round? The West is just tough, man.
Who? OKC?
No, Houston.
Oh, Houston.
Like, you're like, oh, it sucks they got Golden State, but who would you rather play over Golden State?
Oh yeah,
if you were them?
Memphis is the only one. Like literally
Timberwolves, I guess
7 through 2 is fucking.
I guess would you rather
Dog
play the
fart.
T-Wolves or Golden State? That's not. I'd say that's the only other option.
That's a really. That's a pick 'em, man. That's like so hard.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, the Western Conference Finals is gonna be a fucking like gauntlet just to get there.
Yeah, I know.
Except OKC is the only one with an easy first round.
Yeah, but then they're gonna have to play Ant probably.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, a long way from that. Long way from that, but
I hope so. And that would be, that would be
must see.
Remember
TV.
last year when all the OGs got eliminated and we're like, yo,
Yeah.
it's a new age.
Yeah. And the OGs came a knocking.
Yeah, Jimmy came a knocking, and Luka. Not that he's an OG, but he helps the OG and LeBron.
He's just god awful to watch. Thank God he's on LA, a team we already root against. Now they get a player we root against as well.
I can't stand him on the basketball court, but I actually, especially since I've been reading articles and listening to pods about the trade and shit, and it's kind of made me like him a little bit more. Where it's like, homie literally wanted to play in Dallas his whole career.
Yeah.
Got stabbed in the back. Like I just can't. That Nico Harrison dude.
It's crazy.
Like, everything
turn of
I've seen,
events.
it's just like, yo, you're actually so whack. And
As a fan of the
huge ego.
Mavericks, what do you do? I mean, there's nothing you can, but
bro,
that's
yeah.
cause for termination of fandom.
Yo, but this guy like was slowly like eliminating everyone who could challenge him in the organization. Like I hate that shit. He came in, he fired like this guy who was there for 20 years, the like doctor homie who like Dirk loved. Then they fired him because he had like a lot people, everyone loved him. So the new guy's like, no, let me get rid of this guy. And then Dirk doesn't really fuck with the
can't
Mavs
leave
anymore.
You lose Dirk.
Bro, Dirk went to 2 games this year. He went to Lakers in Dallas, like Luka's first game as a Laker, and then he came to Luka's homecoming. Like other than that, before he was part of basketball operations, he got fucking Mark Cuban out of there. Like this guy is fucking maniacal behind the scenes, trying to just like have all the control, and then he does that. Like I can't wait to see that dude get fired. And I wasn't even rooting for Dallas, but shit.
You feel it's terrible for them now.
Yeah.
Well, shit, I think that's it, man. I think we just got to get more games under our belt here.
Yeah.
I'm excited. This is the best time of the year. I can't wait for 7 o'clock. The whole day is just a waste, man. Let's get to this shit.
Dude, this Saturday, Sunday was amazing. Just games all day. Let's fucking go.
It's always funny because they say the games, the series who they put in the middle of the day are the stepchildren, you know? Like, get them out of the way. But OKC got a day one, but they knew it was a beatdown. That's why.
Yeah. Round 1, every round in the West is going to be epic, and round 2 onwards in the East should be epic. So, plenty of good ball ahead, plenty of good hockey ahead.
Buckle up, dude. What's up with Shannon Sharp? I heard there's some court cases pending, dude.
An APBO for him?
Yeah, you see that?
Nah, wait. I haven't listened
Some
to
sort of assault.
yet.
I don't know if he'll speak about it. I just
assault.
Yeah, something. What was it, man? I hope Shay's all right.
I thought you were joking. I thought you were just doing the usual Stephen A. says there's an APBO for homie when their team loses.
Nah, something happened.
Yo, no, did you see what happened with DeRozan? I meant to bring that up.
Oh no, what the fuck's he want?
Bro, I'm gonna send
Michelle
you a video.
Bundy.
Okay.
Allegations of sexual assault on Shannon Sharp.
Who's Michelle Bundy again?
I got no idea, man.
I mean, I don't want to speak on that because I haven't looked into it or anything, but that you hate to see it.
Case seeks $50 million. Oof.
Who's Michelle Bundy?
I don't know. Says it's oh man. It's a girl you had a relationship with from 2004 to 2025. Hopefully he's okay.
Hopefully they're both okay.
Yeah.
We'll look into that after. But here, I'm gonna send you one more thing for us to react to
Oh Jesus.
live. All right. Now check Bro, this is just one of those things that just makes you sad about the state of the world.
Oh, no.
Like, I feel you don't like DeMar, or do you like DeMar? I can't remember.
Nah, he's a fucking traitor. What do you mean?
What? Because of Drake?
Yeah,
Bro,
absolutely.
we traded his ass away, man. Yo,
That's
forget
part
about
of the
Drake.
game, dude.
Bro, okay, look at this fucking absolute loser. It's just,
Oh, this is the guy that he got into a fight, right?
yeah, did you see the video though?
What'd this guy do? No, who is this guy? This is
Some
the guy who
random
started
loser.
it? What? Oh, now it's a melee.
You don't really need to see the rest. But
The
you
guy
get the
sitting in the ambulance.
yeah.
Why'd he start
Yeah.
filming again?
Yeah, yo, this guy's gonna get laughed out of, like, when he tries to sue DeMar for like 10 million or something. He's gonna get laughed
Yeah,
out
said,
the room.
don't meet your heroes, kids.
This guy walks up to him with the light
a
on
restaurant.
his phone, puts the flashlight in his face,
Yeah.
and
Nah,
then
he's the victim.
yeah, nah,
He's lucky he didn't get it worse.
loser shit, man.
Yeah, I got DeMar's back in that. But in the case of Drake versus Kendrick, all bets are off, kid.
Okay,
All right.
hopefully we never talk about Drake Kendrick again. But DeMar, legend, Toronto legend, man. Never wanted to leave, so always got love.
Yeah. Any last words? Wish
Go
somebody good luck.
Warriors, OKC, Vegas Knights, Devils, Canadians, Kings, Leafs. Yeah, okay, Leafs.
Yeah, all right. Enjoy the ride. We're just getting on.
All my teams, baby. Let's go.
All right, y'all. That's going to wrap up the rundown for this week and conclude the episode of The Bunt. Episode 3. Y'all know where to find us next week, man.